Hi guys, welcome to Top Wisdom. Today I'm gonna read to you the Cry Beloved Chapter 3 by Paton. Chapter 3. The small toy train climbs up on its narrow gauge from Umzimkulu Valley into the hills. It climbs up to Carisbrooke, and when it stops there, you may get out for a moment and look down on the great hill valley from which you have come. It is not likely the train will leave you, for there are few people here and everyone will know who you are. And even if it did leave you, it would not much matter, for unless you a cripple or very old, you could run after it and catch it for yourself. If there is mist here, you will see nothing of the great valley. The mist will swirl about and below you, and the train and the people make a small world of their own. Some people do not like it and find it cold and gloomy, but others like it and find in it mystery and fascination, and prelude to adventure, and an intimidation of the unknown. The train passes through a world of fancy, and you can look through the misty panes at green shadow banks of grass and bracken. Here in their season grow the blue Angapanthus, the wild Watonia, and the red hot poker, and now and then it happens that one may glimpse an aram in a dell, and always behind them the dim wall of wattles like ghosts in the mist. It is interesting to wait for the train at Carisbrooke while it climbs up out of the Great Vale. Those who know can tell you with each whistle where it is, at what road, what farm, what reef. But though Stephen Kumalo has been there a full hour before he does not listen to these things. This is a long way to go and a lot of money to pay. And who knows how his sister may be, and what money that may cost. And if he has to bring her back, what will that cost too? And Johannesburg is a great city. With so many streets, they say that a man can spend his days going up one and down another, and never the same one twice. One must catch buses too, but not as here, where the only bus that comes is the right bus. For there is a multitude of buses, and only one bus in 10, one bus in 20 maybe, is the right bus. If you take the wrong bus, you may travel to quite some other place, and they say it is danger to cross the street, yet one must needs cross it. For the wife of Mpanza of Ndojeni, who had gone there where Mpanza was dying, saw her son Michael killed in the street. 12 years and moved by excitement, he stepped out into danger, but she was hesitant and stayed at the curb. And under her eyes the great lorry crushed the life out of her son, and the great fear too. The greatest fear, since it was so seldom spoken. Where was their son? Why did he not write any more? There is a there is a last whistle, and the train is near at last. The person turns to his companion. Friend, I thank you for your help. Fundis, I was glad to help you. You could not have come it alone. This bag is heavy. The train is near. It will soon be in. Fundis, my friend. Fundis, I have a favor to ask. Ask it then. You know Sibego? Yes. Well, Sibego's daughter worked here for the white man Smith in Ikopo. And when the daughter of Usmith married, she went to Johannesburg, and Sibego's daughter went with them to work. The address is here, with the new name of this married woman. But Sibego has heard no word of his daughter this 12 months, and he asked you to inquire. Khumalo took the dirty stamped paper and looked at it. Springs, he said. I have heard of the place, but it is not Johannesburg. Though they say it is near. Friend, the train is here. I shall do what I can. He put the paper into his wallet and together they watched the train. As all country trains in South Africa are, it was full of black travelers. On this train indeed there were not many others, for the Europeans of this district all have their cars and hardly travel by train anymore. Khumalo climbed into the carriage for non-Europeans already full of the humbler people of his race, some with strange assortment of European garments, some with blankets over their strange assortment, some with blankets over the semi-nudity of their primitive dress. Though these were all women, men traveled no longer in primitive dress. The day was warm, and the smell strong in the carriage, but Khumalo was a humble man, and did not much care. They saw his clerical collar and moved up to make room for Fundis. He looked around, hoping there might be someone with whom he could talk, but there was no one who appeared of that class. He turned to the window to say farewell to his friend. Why did Sibego not come to me himself? He asked. He was afraid, Fundis. He is not of our church. Is he not of our people? Can a man in trouble go only to those of his church? I shall tell him, Fundis. Khumalo's voice rose a little, as does the voice of a child, or indeed of a grown person who wants others to hear. Tell him that when I am in Johannesburg, I shall go to this place at Springs. He tapped the pocket where the paper was safe in his wallet. Tell him I shall make inquiries about the girl, but tell him I shall be busy. I have many things to do in Johannesburg. He turned away from the window. It is always, he said, as if to himself, but in truth to the people. I thank you for him, Fundis. The train whistled and jerked. Khumalo was nearly throwing off his feet. It will be safer, more dignified to take his seat. Stay well, my friend. Go well, Fundis. He went to his seat, and people looked at him with interest and respect at the man who went so often to Johannesburg. The train gathered ways to creep along the ridges of the hills, to hang over steep valleys, to pass the bracken and the flowers, to enter the darkness of the wattle plantations, past Paton, down into Ikopo. The journey had begun, and now the fear back again. The fear of the unknown, the fear of the great city where boys were killed crossing the street. The fear of Gertrude's sickness. Deep down the fear for his son. Deep down the fear of a man who lives in a world not made for him, whose own world is slipping away, dying, being destroyed beyond any recall. Already the knees are weak of the man who a moment since had shown his little vanity, told his little lie before these respectful people. The humble man reached in his pocket for his sacred book and began to read. It was this world alone that was certain. Thank you guys for listening to the whole video. Don't forget to subscribe for chapter 4. Thank you.